So for lick 3, we're going to be using the Mixolydian mode to play over the A7. So the Mixolydian mode is constructed like so. You've got a root note, major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, minor 7, and then root note again. So it's like the major scale. It's got a flat 7 in it. And you can probably see already, if we arrange that in kind of chord tones, we've got a root note, our major third, our perfect fifth, and our flat 7. So that's all the notes in that A7 chord. But then we have these extra ones. We have this 2, which is effectively a 9th as a chord tone. Then we got an 11th, and we got a 13th as well. So you get the full range of the kind of dominant family there, right up to, you know, a 13th chord basically. So that's what the Mixolydian mode gives us. It gives us these extra kind of notes on top of the 4 chord tones that are in our 7th chord. So what is it we're going to be playing here? So the little bit to begin with starts like this. That's my first little bit. That's kind of how I'll break it up phrasing wise. What I'm doing here is I'm effectively playing a... It's kind of like an A form of A Mixolydian, way up at the 12th fret here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 14 on the high E string, then 15 on the high E string, then 14, then 12. But it's a hammer and 2 pull offs, so it goes hammer, like that, and it's kind of like a little triplet. That's a little triplet there. And then from here, I play 15, 14, 12 on the B string. I use my 4th, 3rd, and 1st finger for that. And then I play 14 on the G string with the 3rd finger. Then I go back to 12 on the B string, and then 14 again on the G string. Okay, that's how I'll break up the phrasing of this. So that kind of goes. Okay. Now for the next little bit, it's good to be able to think of seeing scales along the strings. A lot of times we get stuck in boxes, just play up and down them or 3 note per string. Now, A Mixolydian, if I see it along the G string, I've got my root note, 2nd fret here. Okay, now if I can think in terms of intervals again, or how it goes in terms of tones and semitones. That's a root note, then it's a tone to the major 2nd, a tone to the major 3rd, semitone to the perfect 4th, tone to the 5th, tone to the major 6th, then a semitone to the flat 7, that's the important interval, and then back to the root note again, a tone. So if you can see along this G string here, if I was going to play back the way down A Mixolydian, I've got 14, 12, 11, 9, 7, 6, you know, 4, 2. That's really, really handy. You can do lots of kind of satchy type things and all that sort of stuff. But what I'm actually going to be playing here is I'm going to be ascending down a little kind of sequence like this, and I'm kind of almost playing little diatonic thirds from A Mixolydian. So this one here was like a D major, so I've got like 2nd finger is going to play 12th fret of the D, my 1st finger is on the 11th fret of the G. Next little shape, it's like a C sharp minor, so I've got my 11th fret of the D, my 3rd finger, and 9th fret of the G with the 1st finger. Then I've got a B minor, so I'm on the 7th fret of the D with the 3rd. 9th fret of the D with the 3rd, and then 7th fret of the G with the 1st. And then I've got this last bit here, it's a little A major. So I've got 2nd finger, 7th fret D, and then my 1st finger's on the 6th fret of the G. So that's the shapes that I'm seeing. So I'm kind of going down harmonically through A Mixolydian. But what I'm actually going to play is, we ended up here, you know, I'm going to take my 1st finger, I'm going to play 12 on the G and slide to that 11. Then my 2nd finger plays 12 on the D there. And I can dig in a little bit there. And then what I do is I just sequence down through those little kind of thirds. So I go then 11 to 9 on the G, then my 3rd plays the 11 on the D. Then I do the same shape, I go down 2 frets. So I'm sliding 9 to 7, and then my 3rd finger's playing 9 on the D. And then I do end it here on the 6th fret, and that is actually the major 3rd interval, you know, that really ties into that 7th chord. So that kind of goes like this. The next little sequence sounds like this. And really I'm toying around with this little shape here. And if I look at the intervals involved here, this is the root note there, 7th fret D string. So I've got my major third there at the 6th fret of the G string, as I was saying. 5 of the D string is the flat 7. So that's my 3 most important intervals there really from my 7 chord. I've got my root, you know, which is actually not that important. The important ones are really the major third and the flat 7. And I've got a little 4th in there as well, or 11th as a chord tone. It's almost like a kind of sus4 thing. You know, so the sequence is I do a little pull off 7 to 6, 2nd to 1st finger. Then I play 7 on the D string. Then what I do is I hammer 5 to 7. Now I use my 1st and 2nd finger here. If I was using my 3rd to 1st, I'd have to do quite a bit of movement. So my 2nd finger kind of keeps in the same position. That's why I use my 2nd there. So that was a 7, 6, 7, and then I'm going to do a hammer on 5 to 7 in the D string, 1st to 2nd finger, and then I play 6 again on the G string, and that again is almost like 2 groups of 3, but it's even 16ths. Yeah, so that's my first little bit. Next time it's the same sequence, but instead of starting with 7, I start at 9 on the G string, so it goes 9, 6, then 7, then 5, 7, 6, yeah, and then I go back to my 7, 6, 7, 5, 7, you know, back to 6, and then I do this little bit at the end, but I go 7, 6, 7, 5 at the end. So that whole sequence sounds like this. And that last bit, I pick both those 7 and 5 on the D strings there. Picking wise, I'm doing like a down, up, down, up, down, like that. So it's down, up, up. You know, that sort of thing. You can get up to kind of faster speeds once you get that kind of sequence of kind of pick strokes down. So that's that little bit. And then the last bit sounds like this. Now this is all even 16ths, and all I'm really doing here is playing down like a 3-note per string shape for a Mixolydian. The great thing about that is it's a really nice simple pattern to see. For a Mixolydian 3-note per string, you've basically just got 5, 7, 9 on the E string, 5, 7, 9 on the A string, and then 5, 7, 9 on the D string. And the sequence here is I come down the D string, I do 9, 7, 5, then 9, 7, 5 on the A string, and then 9 on that E string there. So it's kind of a weird number of notes, it's 7 notes, but it's all even 16ths. And then the last sequence I do 7, 5 on the A string, the 2nd to 1st finger, and then just do 9, 7, 5 on the E string, and then I shift down 2 frets to the flat 7 interval. That cool kind of tying into the 7 chord. So that last bit goes like this. Yeah, and give it plenty of wide rock vibrato there. So the whole thing kind of slowly sounds like this.